Star Wars The Force Awakens proves that you don't need a hefty bankroll to make a good movie, but it certainly helps if you know how to use it. While the movie did live up to some of its hype, what would dishearten many fans is that simple adjustments and even omissions would have gone a long way into making The Force Awakens a cohesive story. Let's get into the top 3 reasons why the latest Star Wars film is the year's biggest blockbuster, and 3 reasons why it ultimately failed to reach its zenith. Director J.J. Abrams exercised personal restraint by following the tried and true Star Wars formula. Start with a bang, leave a compelling sense of urgency early into the story, and spend the rest of the time resolving it. This is a Star Wars movie, and there's no point in forcing anything else upon the eagerly awaiting audience, and in that respect, Mr. Abrams should be commended. There was a familiarity throughout the movie, and little nuances helped to tie in the new generation with the old. The visual effects in The Force Awakens is simply stunning. There is an immersive quality to the film that makes you feel as if you are watching it in 3D, even if you are not. In addition, the seamless blend between CGI effects and real-life accoutrements is much appreciated and truly helps in the suspension of disbelief that is required when watching a science fiction movie. As a musician and songwriter, the soundtrack is one of the elements that I keyed in on immediately. While most people's senses will be focused on the action on screen, as it should be, just keep in mind that your subconscious is emotionally moved by the soaring melodies and undulating rhythms composed by John Williams. Now let's get into the reasons why The Force Awakens fell flat. John Boyega, the notorious Black Stormtrooper, single-handedly destroyed the movie with his wooden performance and utter lack of on-screen chemistry with the other characters. Granted, it's not completely his fault. The lines that were written for him were wholly rubbish and at times seemed more appropriate for the inane banter of the Kardashians than it did for a movie that Disney paid $200 million for you to take seriously. The pacing of this film was obscenely fast, which created too many fundamental problems within the story. It was almost as if Abrams was contractually obligated to include all the elements of the Star Wars universe into one singular piece, leading to non-human portrayals of human relationships in some scenes and the glossing over of critical details in others. There's a problem with your film if one of the best actors is a talking dog who growls his dialogue in some kind of intergalactic canine language. The interspersing of what could have been a great standalone movie with awkward lines, largely horrendous casting, and a plot that is a carbon copy of every other Star Wars movie meshed into one was unnecessary and risks brand reputation. Of course, if you are a Star Wars junkie and feel that it's perfectly normal for grown-ass people to dress up like Jedi Knights in public and play with plastic lightsabers, there's nothing to convince you to think critically about what you are consuming. For those of us who are slightly more in the middle of the bell curve, The Force Awakens is an entertaining popcorn flick that does just enough to forgive some of the production team's egregious choices.